Anyone who uses Merseyrail will be very familiar with the lines, stations and plethora of escalators, but it didn't have to be this way. This video explores how we came close to having a far better underground railway than we have today. The system we now have can be traced back as far as 1914. This is when proposals for an underground loop line were first made, linking the Mersey Railway in a loop connecting Liverpool Exchange, Lime Street and Central stations. The First World War would see these plans shelved. It wasn't until the 1960s that they would resurface. Worried about increasing congestion, the city embarked on plans for a rapid transit network. This network, they hoped, would negate the need for expensive road building. To test ideas, a study was set up to examine the options. The Merseyside Area Land and Transport Study, or MALTS, would recommend the construction of the railway links as a priority. The study also provided 3 other rail options for consideration. One was to prove to be far better for both passengers and interconnection of the lines, and would have made for a much better underground for Liverpool in the long term. Let's look at these other options. They are listed in no particular order. First is the single intersection, with new stations at Exchange, Coronation Gardens, Central, Lime Street, Pembroke Place, and a possible extension to Everton Brow. Second is the double intersection. This has new stations at Exchange, James Street, Park Lane, Central, Lime Street, and again a possible extension to Everton Brow. The third, known as the Horseshoe, would have had new stations at Moorfields, Old Haymarket, Clayton Square and Pembroke Place. A cheaper variant of the Horseshoe would have reused Liverpool Central Low Level. The single intersection plan was the least preferred option, with limited interchange available between lines. Overlaying this plan on a modern map gives us a better idea of the station locations. Exchange Tempest Hay being close by the present-day Moorfields. Indeed, all the plans have a station in this general area. The station at Coronation Gardens would have been right in the middle of the present Liverpool 1 shopping area. Referring to an older map, we see it to the right of the zigzag steps. At the time of the plans, most of this area was derelict bomb sites, but it was all scheduled for redevelopment as the Strand Paradise development. Of course, now a station here would be very busy, being right in the heart of Liverpool 1. The new platforms at Central and Lime Street would have been close to where they are now. Pembroke Place would be sited close to the Royal Liverpool Hospital and the university area. The double intersection would again have provided new stations at Exchange, James Street, Central and Lime Street. The proposed station at Park Lane would be close to Liverpool 1's Paradise bus station, providing access to this and Liverpool 1's shopping area. Interchange was better than the single intersection, but the next plan would be better, far better than the loop and link. The Horseshoe plan would see new stations at Moorfields, Old Haymarket, Clayton Square, Pembroke Place and reuse the existing James Street station. The advantages of the Horseshoe scheme is the vastly superior interchange options for passengers. Other than the reused James Street platforms, more of the new stations would have been Central Island platforms, similar to the current Moorfields Northern Line. Changing lines would be as simple as walking the few feet between platforms, or even staying on the platform and waiting for the following service. At the current Moorfields, interchange between the woudl and Northern lines requires 2 flights of escalators and a long passageway to change trains, a total of 2 minutes and 25 seconds. At Central, if you're heading down from the Northern to the woudl, it's just 1 escalator, 1 minute 16 seconds. However, from woudl to Northern it's 3 escalators, 2 up, a walk across the concourse and 1 down, a grand total of 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Clayton Square station between Central and Lime Street would have been linked together by a travelator, a horizontal escalator for want of a better description. As this station would have been the main hub for the various lines, the platforms would have been at different levels as they are at Hamilton Square, to allow the various lines to pass under or over each other. The direct end-on linking of the lines provides the possibility for more route variation. The line continuing through to Pembroke Place, providing coverage of the east side of the city and onwards to St Helens. Its location would have been in close proximity to the University District and the then Royal Liverpool Hospital. This former hospital is seen in the background under demolition, now replaced by a new one close by. Now a bus layover area, Old Haymarket Station would have been sited near to the entrance to the Queensway Road Tunnel. Close by is the Cultural Centre, housing the museum and Liverpool Central Library. So, if the horseshoe plan was so superior to the loop and link, why wasn't it built this way? With Maltz recommending the railway extensions as an urgent priority, the City Council was keen to get things moving, and by 1968 had seen the Merseyrailways Extension Act being passed by Parliament. To change direction now would require a brand new bill, with all its associated costs and inevitable delays. The loop and link was also tied in to a number of development schemes. Add to that, the horseshoe scheme was generally more expensive despite its long-term advantages. The loop link plans were due to be delivered by 1973, but delays were incurred due to economic and political issues, and it wasn't to be opened until 1977. The delay also caused cost overruns. If they had gone for the horseshoe scheme, it would have been passing through Parliament at a time of great economic uncertainty, the same economic uncertainty that would see the cancellation of Manchester's underground plans, the Pick-Vic lines. So it's possible, had they decided to delay and go with a better horseshoe scheme, Liverpool wouldn't have had an underground system at all. Though, like Manchester, we could now have a surface tramway system instead, though whether that's a better option is open to debate. If we assume that the horseshoe plans were built, do you think it would have made for a better Merseyrail network? Changing trains in the city would have been far easier. Routes would have been more varied. Imagine, for example, a direct Southport to Chester service. Unfortunately, the economic and political shenanigans of the 1970s would see the cheaper and less convenient option taken. So now we will never know. Many thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out all my other railway videos. Plus, if you're interested, there are also model railway videos and vintage buses on the channel too. Thank you.